Good afternoon, class. Uh, Today we are going to touch the topic on religious groups of Fiji. This is a very major topic in history, as religion is not only confined with one major religion, but when we look at Fiji is a multicultural society, which means Fiji does not have a religion, which means it does not have one religion, but apart from one, it has got many religions. So we are going to touch how many religions are there and how does it affect Fiji. The major religion in Fiji, as you can see on the board, uh, we have a very major religion which consists of a variety of people, which is Christianity. Christianity is a religion which confines a number of people. The denomination or believers of Christianity in Fiji is more than other religions. Then we have Buddhism. Yes, we have Buddhism present in Fiji, which is practiced by the faith from China. And we have Islam. Islam is a very unique religion in Fiji also, which consists of many believers. Many believers are present from countries from East Pakistan, West Pakistan, and Middle East countries. And from from those countries, Islam is being derived to Pacific, to Fiji. And then we have Shinto. Shinto is also a religion which consists of people from Chinese denomination. Shinto people are origins of China, which they came in ancient times from early migration. Then we have Taoism. Taoism, yes, Japanese people. These people believe in Taoism, which has got different beliefs. Then we have Hinduism, a very unique religion, which consists of mostly three-quarter of the religion of Fiji. Hinduism, which derives from India and other parts of Asia. Hinduism consists of people who believe in in Hinduism, which was from ancient times. And then we have Judaism and Sikhism. Sikhism also consists of people from India, mostly from Punjab. This is a denomination which where people wear turban and the people wear the turban and they have big beards. Okay, have you ever wondered how Fiji, a small nation, has got so many religions? Just think of it. Fiji, a very small country, but a wide range of religion is being practiced. Why? Because there is a very important point to this question. A very small country, but a variety of religion being practiced. Why? Because Fiji is considered a harmony nation, a nation which consists of peace and harmony. So people used to travel a lot. People used to travel a lot, and when they found Fiji a very unique, a very peaceful country, people started to get in. They were they were attracted to Fiji, and they came and settled. In ancient times, when early migration happened, there was no religion. There was no religion in Fiji when early migration started from Africa, South Africa, ancient continents, and as you have studied in history, our people also came from other Pacific islands. Sorry. So there was no religion there. How come? How came religion came into Fiji? We'll touch on that also. So religion is an English word which is derived from Latin word from lingere, meaning to bond and tie. So this Latin word means to bond and tie. So religion is something which we come together, where we bond, where we become one, and tie as in one. And the Latin root is for religion is religio meaning pity. To pity, you pity on someone. You have some soft feelings for something. So when we have religion, for your religion, you must have a soft heart to your religion. You must have a soft heart to your religion. You are thinking of something very unique of your religion. That's why we are very pity to it. Ancient religion in Fiji. Before Christianity, the other beliefs it came into Fiji as ancient religion, where it was in the form of anism. Anism. Anism is a Latin word. We will come to this word in a video after this. The term ancient religion refers to religious beliefs and practices prior to the arrival of new religion. When there was no religion, anism was being practiced. Anism. When there was no religion, when there was no Christianity, when there was no Buddhism, when there was no Hinduism, a word which is anism, which was practiced in Pacific. Traditionally, Fijian religion had a hierarchy of gods called Kalo. And now at present, we are also practicing this word, this religion, Kalo. Kalo Satonga. The Fijian gods for Kalo, Go, Kalo, Yalo, and numerous lesser spirits were generally not made into any wood, stone, or shell, or in the form of idol. When traditionally Fijian people were here in Fiji, they did not have any idol. They did not have any wood carvings. They did not have any form of spirit. They 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 prayed to something which was spiritually inside them. They did not have a physical idol of a god, of what they are practicing now, as in Christianity. You must have seen when you go to church, when you go to a temple, when you go to a mosque, most doesn't have an idol of their god. But in Hinduism, in Christianity, yes, they do. So we'll watch a video of anism. Yeah. Animism is a word that is often associated with Africa and is often called a religion, and even the world's oldest religion. This actually shows misunderstandings about what animism is. So let's look into it and see what animism actually is. Animism can still be found today throughout the whole world, from the jungles of South America and Africa to even modern cities like New York, but not necessarily in the way you might think. The word animism comes from the Latin anima, which means breath, spirit, or life. And simply put, animism is the belief that objects, places, and creatures can possess a distinct spiritual essence, and that potentially animism perceives
struggled to sell any. And when investigating why their cars weren't selling well, it was found that one reason was that their cars looked sad because of the way they were designed. And this shows how the animistic thought even translated itself into inanimate objects such as cars. Well, to summarize, animism comes from the Latin word for breath, which also is used to mean life or spirit. Animism is not necessarily a religion, but a component of various religions. And animistic religions are some of the oldest in the world. I hope you enjoyed this short video, and if you did, please make sure to leave us a comment, as we always love hearing from you guys. If you have any thoughts on animism or animistic religions, or if you take part in any yourselves, why not let us know and share your views with the community. As always, there's more videos coming soon, so we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to support the show, please consider sharing these videos with friends on Facebook, Reddit, and Twitter.
Okay, from the video which we have just watched, I have noted some important points on the board. The very first word which you can see on the board is Easter Island. When we were talking about animism, something comes and which connects to Easter Island. Easter Island, which is very much close to Chile, and Chile is in the continent of South America. This particular Easter Island is in the Pacific Ocean, but it is very close to this particular country. The very first humans which originated and who migrated to the Pacific, to the Asian world, were from Easter Island. When you Google Easter Island and you Google something about Easter Island, you will definitely see the models, the statues, the idols which this particular country or which this particular island has. The very first humans who who came to the Pacific were from this island. And when you talk about that island, you will definitely see the statues, the gods, the people who worship the gods on those particular era. You will see their gods, you will see their idols. And South America, yes, these are these are the faith of people who were practicing animism. Animism does not have a particular idol or a statue, but it is just a belief. So main goals um, of Fiji were honored and were called, or they were placed in temples and traditional villages. Bure, as you know, bure houses, those are thatched houses. In ancient days, it was called bure, and that was Kalo's house, which means it's God's house. So it was the bete in Fijian. Bete is a priest. A priest is called a bete, which connects the God and the people. So when the people just now, when we have something, we go to the priest, we go to a temple, we go to a church, and whom do we find to communicate with? We cannot just go directly and talk to God. There is a person whom we go and talk to first, the priest, or the missionary, or the church leader. So in ancient days, these were the people, the priests, and who were called the bete. Okay, the Burikalo was constructed on a high raised rock foundation, mostly in the traditional village of a Fijian traditional village. You will find the Kalo's house, or um, the house of worship, which will be constructed on a very high ground. It was a landmark in the village, which has a unique feature, and it distinguished from the very houses. The very houses will have different altitude of level of altitude, but this Burekalo will have a high altitude. It will be rock. So the first and foremost among the Kolovo was Denge. Denge was a god of Fijian tradition, who was the god of Rekereki, but was also known throughout the most of Fiji's group of islands. Uh, Mostly when we talk of dengue, we talk of the snake. When we talk of the snake, this particular god comes in mind, dengue. So other gods were also recognized through the group of Fiji, which were Lutunusovasowa and Dakuanga. When we talk about Dakuanga, we are talking about the giant fish. We are talking about the giant fish. Uh, these are also some of the gods who were worshipped, which were Ravialo, Rakola, Ratunalungu, Deringalombi, and many others. Okay, houses of worship. Okay, the Bete or the priest acted as a mediator between the people and the various groups of gods. So this is what Akalo's house in ancient times looked like. It was all rocked above, and the house was on top. So definitely, or basically, if you see this house, it has got a general feature of a door, of windows, and a very high-thatched roof. So this particular feature distinguishes from a very normal house to Tolo's house. When you look at to this picture, what does this picture depicts? Okay, it's a house of worship for Hindu people, and it's a temple. This is situated here in Nandi, and this is the biggest temple which is located in the South Pacific. That's the Subramani temple in Nandi. On the other side of the picture, this is also a LDS church here in Tamagua, situated here in Tamagua. The LDS church, faith of Christianity, people worship, the people they go and worship there. And on my left, it's a worship house also. And from the design, from its location, we can say and we can distinguish that this is a house of worship for people who worship Islam. So when we look at to the different structure of the houses of worship, it distinguishes different faith, it distinguishes different religion. So when we look at to this picture, it has got very colorful paintings. The general architecture of this particular building distinguish a different faith. We can just tell by looking at that picture that it belongs to a Hindu faith. When we look at to this particular color, it's of white, dove, peace, harmony. And when we look at to this color picture, a picture of this house of worship, it has got color of white and green, which distinguishes Islam. In ancient religion, while much of Fiji's ancient religion, this was debated years ago, that often it was regarded as myths. Some aspects of the witchcraft is still practiced in private. So myths. When we talk about ancient religion, we are talking mostly about myths and legends. It does not have much practice now, but in ancient times, it was a myth. Why we call a myth? Because we do not have books written on this religion. We did not have much evidence on these myths. So it was called myths. Why do we not call Christianity or Hinduism a religion religion of myth. Why? Because it has got evidence. It has got books. The books are being written on it. We have got evidence that God was present. Okay, many of the old deities that are still acknowledged, even though introduced religions from Europe and Asia, are majority of the indigenous Fijians. So, when we talk about indigenous Fijians, yes, they were migrants of ancient countries, from people from Africa, people from South Pacific countries. So when they travel with their beliefs, they travel with their religion. There's a small video we will watch. This video consists of a traditional fire working for Indian denominations.
Namaskaram to everybody. Good afternoon.
Okay, to conclude, religion has contributed a lot to the political situation of the countries, and the values it's being added to the country's constitution, and leaders are being motivated through religion.